All right, guys, it's important to understand the goal and objectives of this drill. Number one, we're working on launch and load position. The reason we have that back foot elevated is so that the athlete gets an understanding that we should not be getting a heel collapse, meaning when we get into our load, your heel should never go back and touch the ground. Even worse, that a lot of the pitching mats we use are cut off right behind the rubber, and their heel gets literally about half an inch lower than their forefoot. What that means is they're going to lose engagement of their three arches. The engagement of those three arches is so vital when we're trying to understand how the body starts to work and initiate movement. If that heel collapses, you're going to lose access to your glutes, and the athlete is going to swing, which is going to cause them to open early. So a lot of you guys who have athletes, they constantly open early. It's because they're swinging their stride leg instead of it being pushed from the initial point, which is in our load. So second thing we want to take care of, notice foot pressure. If you're not first talking about floor pressure when we're engaging, you're not going to activate the muscles and the kinetic sequencing necessary, and that just means a chain of events that allows us to be explosive. So if you notice, if we go deeper into this, both feet have all arches activated. You can see tension here on the inside of that arch because what we're applying is tension to the forefoot, which is the big toe, great toe, and fifth MTP joint, and then the calcaneus, which is the base of the heel. In our front foot, usually the front part heel should be on the rubber or above the rubber floating. So you'll notice there's a distance between her ground and the heel because of all the energy she's transmitting right here up front. So as we move through this, what we want to understand for our athlete, the bands allow them to provide feedback if I'm engaging the hips. What we want to happen through our load and launch is that the hips maintain as straight a line as possible going through movement. If you have kids who pop up and create vertical energy, they're not going to have great velocity. And if they have good velocity and they're creating a lot of vertical energy, you're losing a lot. And the way vertical energy is created is because we always have to understand that our knees hinge joints. So if the knee unhinges in a vertical manner, that's vertical energy. If it unhinges horizontally or more diagonally towards the catcher, we're creating horizontal energy. And that's where we ultimately want to happen. So what we want to do is when we're in our load and launch position, when we're launching, there's going to be a point that you'll notice here where the shin angle, which is, that's your shin, that's your shin. That shin angle, this position right here, Now, if we look at it, this is what we call a positive shin angle. We're going to eat up the ground here. And when she unbends, energy is going in this direction, not vertical. We don't want that, So she stays on the ground a little longer. If you're looking at athletes, you want to see that the lower leg remains stiff. And if we're talking lower leg, that's from here down. So calf, foot, we want stiffness. You see how rigid that foot looks right there? And if we look at the foot behind her, the arch is still formed as she's driving off. As we move forward, she stays on a little too long. And I want you to notice something important about this back foot. It leaves right here at the moment where we move away from great toe and fifth metatarsal pressure. This is important because a lot of times you're going to be able to see if someone swings their stride leg, and that means they're reaching it out and not actually being pushed and moved, because they'll get to the very tip of their tippy toes. If they get on their tippy toes, just know that there's no power there. That's not happening. We see right there, she's gone. Whole foot is off the ground because she produced great energy and great movement. Now, we talked about that position before where the knees almost come immediately together. Look at the line right here. That is nice. Okay? That stacked position is going to reoccur when she gets to her landing if we have it before. As we move through, like I said, she stays a little long on the drive leg, but that's because she's banded, number one. Number two, I gave her specific instruction that she didn't have to move the foot because I don't want her to burn the top of her foot when she moves. Now notice, we're in that stacked position. Let's draw this line right here, hips. I talked about vertical energy and horizontal. Look at how those hips stay in that line. That is what we want to see. We don't want to see deviation from that. And that's because some of you would look at this and think, well, of course she's going to get vertical. No, we've talked and discussed how to change shin angles to create hinging and unhinging that happens towards the catcher. And that's what we want to happen in this point.